Hi, Kristin.
Hi.
They're calling it the year of the Pam on True Blood, and
I'm
the one who started that, I think, because you're awesome on the show this season. Unbelievable.
I saw that on Twitter from you. Thank you. And I love this they, because they is usually like not so nice. You know what they say. So this year the they is, I'm loving the they.
And did you know going into the season that there would be so much great stuff for you to do?
I still don't know. You know, it's such a funny process from this side because we have the hiatus. You know, we shoot episode 12 and do you know what's going to happen next year? I don't know. Do you know? And I try to get information. There isn't any. Then the scripts start coming and I go, oh my God, that's such a great, the Walmart sweatsuit. Oh my God, that's genius. And then next thought I have is, I hope I do it justice. Mm-hmm. And then you have the table read and then you shoot it. And on the day, we're doing 100 takes. And the camera crew and everyone is, not impressed. And they're busy, granted. And then, 6 months later, I see on Twitter, Michael say that, and I go, oh, I guess I did it okay.
Yeah. Well, and it's, in the past, you've always had the witty one-liners and stuff. And this year, it's like you're also getting sort of the emotional stuff, too, with the Erik Pam flashbacks, which is just incredible.
Right?
Really emotional. What was it like doing those scenes with Alex?
It was very emotional. For 5 years I waited to know, and so did Alex, what's our backstory, and to get to see that in print, I thought the way it was written was so perfect. It supported everything we know of Pam and explained Pam and their relationship and why Erik is so important to her. And I have such a love for Alex that shooting those scenes, it starts to feel the line between real life and acting. I try to borrow anything I can from how I feel, just for economy's sake, and it gets more and more seamless every year. So, the scene where I'm released, I cried at home when I read it. I cried in the table read. I cried when the camera was on my back. They kept saying, Kristin, save it. And I'm like, I can't. It was so moving to me too. And I think to Alex as well. So that's just a really lucky synchronicity with the show and the writing and my scene partner.
And can you tease what this breakup, what effect and what impact it has on Pam during the second half of the season?
She's been kicked out of the nest, and so this is very challenging for her. I'll cry talking about it. This is what I mean. It's just there's so much incredible emotion for me in the show and Alex, but it's really her trying to find her sea legs without her rock, and also that she's been chained to this progeny that she spent last year trying to kill, and they're very similar. So there's a respect that grows, but there's a huge tug of war. And also she spends the year so worried about what the authority is doing with her daddy. He's always going to be daddy. I call Alex daddy, Dr. Daddy. Now did you know he got a doctorate?
No.
He got an honorary doctorate, so he's Dr. Daddy Skarsgard. But,
Is there anything he can't do?
I got asked in an interview, is there any flaw? And I came up with, he might not be tidy. I'm sure women will run screaming.
Exactly in the other
Not
direction.
tidy?
Deal breaker.
So it's a challenge. Again, it's another, we get to see another side of Pam. Mm-hmm. So I was inventing it as we went. How visibly rattled is she? Because for Pam, slightly rattled looks pretty rattled because she's always so together. So that volume knob on the panic and the emotion all year we were playing with.
Mm-hmm. And I love the Pam Tara dynamic, and they're great together, and it that it's going in a direction where they're going to grow closer, and and I'm looking forward to that happening because it puts Pam in a really interesting place.
It does.
Very vulnerable and everything. And how does that relationship evolve?
I love John Wayne movies. So, when he's the tough guy, John Wayne, and there's another young buck who comes into town and pushes back against him and gives him some grief, And he has to, of course, knock him down, but he's like, you're okay, kid. You know, that's sort of like, that feels like Pam and Tara, because there's so much conflict, which makes great watching. And also, I didn't know Rutina. Last year, we had scenes together, but we were this distance and just sort of looking, I'm going to kill you. No, I'm going to kill you. So it's fun to get to know Rutina. She's so sweet, and she cares so much. She's very quiet, or she's singing show tunes. So I've gotten to, we really love working together and finding little moments. And again, another True Blood cast member who's amazing and cares.
Yeah.
It's the best group.
So can you sort of preview any awesome one-liners coming up in these final 5 or 6 episodes?
Okay, so there's a reference to sort of an infamous pairing that I found very funny.
I like it. I'll crack that code. I'll crack it. I'll have it cracked by the end of the day.
What's amazing is people do crack it.
Yeah.
I've learned to be even more sort of savvy myself, because you know, the year when my face was rotting, I kept saying, it's a very meaty season for Pam. She's very raw. You see another side to her. No one got it.
You are good at this.
Yeah, but I'm getting nervous because everyone's getting better and better.